Shadow of the Erdtree expansion for Elden Ring is here, and it means it's time to face off against some of the toughest and craziest bosses you've ever seen in video games. Lucky for you though, we here at Direct Gaming have the perfect guide for how to take on Commander Gaius. In this video, we're going to cover the following. First, a build used to take on the boss with some details on why certain items and talismans were used, a deep dive into how the boss fight works, what moves to look out for, and how to counter them. Please keep in mind you can run any build that you want in this particular fight, but this is simply what we use during our run to make it as easy as possible. Then finally, at the end will be a full unedited run of the boss fight, sped up a tad to show you how to apply all that you have learned in this video. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. Very similar to our Relina build, we have the following. For our right-hand armament, we have Heavy Great Stars at plus 25, which has the skill Prelate Charge. Our left-hand armament has Heavy Great Stars as well, with Finger Seal plus 24 for incantation casting. As for our armor, nothing has changed from the previous one. We have the Okina Mask, which gives plus 3 Dexterity and plus 6 Poise. Then we have the Bull Goat Armor, Gauntlets, and Greaves, which give massive damage resistance for all of them, meaning you are not going to be taking as much damage, but this is Elden Ring, so you still got to be careful. As for the talismans, we have the following. Millicent's Prothesis, which boosts Dexterity plus 5, raises attack power with successive attacks. Godskin Swaddling Cloth, again, successive attacks restore HP. Rotten Winged Sword Insignia, which greatly raises attack with successive attacks. And lastly, Dragon Quest Great Shield Talisman, which greatly boosts physical damage negation. For our Wondrous Sights, we have the following. Flame Shrouding Cracked Tear, which temporarily boosts our fire attack, and Thorny Cracked Tear, which temporarily boosts successive attack power. For incantations, we have the following as well. Flame Grant Me Strength, which raises physical and fire affinity attack power. Golden Vow, which increases attack and defense for self and allies. Blood Flame Blade, which enhance right-hand armaments with Blood Flame, granting fire damage, which, by the way, Lion Dancer is weak to. And finally, Black Flames Protection, which increases physical damage negation. All right, now that we've got our build done, let's get into the strategy on how to actually take this boss down, which, luckily enough, it's not too difficult, but there are definitely a few things that can catch you off guard. As always, before you start the boss fight, ensure that you have all your buffs enabled before entering the arena. Upon entering said arena, Gaius will immediately charge at you. You can summon now, but only do this if you have enough health to tank this hit. Otherwise, I would highly recommend avoiding. Now, perhaps it's just me, but there seems to be almost no way to avoid taking damage here without relying on a great shield. If there's a timing to dodge this, however, though, I couldn't work it out, which is why you have to make sure to have enough damage resistance as possible. If you've been able to dodge this yourself, though, please let us know down in the comments below exactly what you did. Once you're able to get your summon out, it's actually mostly wise to stay somewhat close to Gaius' side, as this boss will utilize large sweeping swings that are fairly clearly telegraphed. It's also alright to hit him from behind as well, but keep in mind that the boar has some pretty powerful kicks, and those are not as easily telegraphed as Gaius' swings. You should also avoid attacking from the front whenever possible. The way Gaius is built, the front legs and the back legs of the boar do separate damage, so if he charges you, you're likely to take way more damage than you would getting hit by the side or by his swings. Also, don't be afraid to let your summon take most of the aggro and back up enough to heal or even cast some new buffs if you need to during the fight. At around the 50% health mark, Gaius will start heavily using gravity magic, starting with his gravity jump. For this attack, he jumps high into the air, suspending himself for a second before crashing down with a huge attack that also does a large forward AoE wave. This took us a while to figure out and understand and plan around, but later on we were able to realize that you can actually call Torrent during this fight, so we highly recommend doing that here. Use Torrent to simply run away as far as you possibly can from Gaius, and the attack in the wave should miss you entirely. If you do choose to stay on foot, however, though, it's wise to be using a great shield for this, as it will block most of the damage. Otherwise, Gaius begins to implement more gravity magic just like before for a number of his attacks. He will use gravity on his sword during sword thrusts. He will create gravity wells that will actually pull you towards them. He will use gravity to power his charges, and finally, he will use a version of Rock Sling on you. These are pretty easily avoidable, but just be aware that he adds some range variation to his attacks once he enters into phase 2 here. Just keep avoiding the attacks like you always will be, and attacking where there's an opening, and you should be able to get him down in no time at all. One added note, if you're having trouble staying alive during the entire fight, bring boiled crab or boiled prawns to increase your physical damage resistance for later stages during this fight. It could help you stay alive, and it's much quicker to eat than cast any of the incantations that we've used beforehand. Now, here's a full run of the boss fight, sped up a tad to show you how to take Commander Gaius down. If you enjoy the guides, then a like on the video shows us that you enjoy this type of content, and don't forget to check out our other Elden Ring guides in the top right corner and pinned comments. If you enjoyed live discussions or talking about other games, make sure to check out our other content on the channel as well. With all that being said, I've been Tallen with Direct Gaming. I want to thank you so much for watching the video, and let us know how we can improve our guides for future videos going forward as well. Shout out to our pro gamer LittleBobby, who you can also follow over on Twitter at LittleBobbyTV. We hope you have a great day and week, and until next time everyone, we'll catch you all in the next one. Johnny.